Hello, everyone. Welcome back to session 5, I believe, of our My Brother the King Bible study. And we've been talking about friendship and calling in the context of David and Jonathan's biblical relationship. And as we've been saying, this is what we all want as believers. We want to walk out our God-given callings among people with whom we have beautiful relationships. And they fuel each other, calling and friendship. And that's a godly desire that feels pretty straightforward. And yet life contains some heavy realities that complicate things a fair bit, leaving us wondering if it's even possible to do what we were hoping. It's really hard, isn't it, to stay focused when everything around you is crumbling and your heart feels like it won't survive another day picking through the debris. And it's even more galling when it's someone else's chaotic choices that are affecting your life and straining your relationships. You feel like I'm doing everything the right way as much as I know how, and other people are making it difficult. And this is the part of David and Jonathan's story we read about today in chapter 5 of our study. In 1 Samuel 20, King Saul's anger nearly kills Jonathan and sends David running for his life, forcing the two friends to have to say goodbye for a season. And this is a gut-wrenching passage of scripture, and it highlights the painful reality that we can't control others' choices. We can declare the truth. Jonathan tried to tell his father the truth, but we can't force people to walk in levels of peace and revelation that only come from their own personal pursuit of God. But God promises in Revelation 3:10 that those who endure in obedience are going to find continual shelter in him. David and Jonathan's unbroken connection with God was their shelter in the storms that Saul was stirring up, providing them with the courage and strength to make decisions in line with God's plan and the covenant of peace they'd committed to. It's jarring to experience fierce opposition from people who should be on our side, and the pain can tempt us to unravel and compromise. But as complicated as it may feel, it's essential for us to continue on the path of God even when others refuse to cooperate. Our connection with God keeps us anchored in our identity and purpose, even when the chaos of life is threatening to shake us to pieces. History and legacy are valuable, but when relationships fizzle out or certain connections disappear, we very quickly discover the true caliber of our personal faith and how much of it was actually in God. When your identity is firmly planted in the fear of the Lord, you know how to move forward, even through intense anguish, because the main choice of your life has already been made, allegiance with God no matter what. And this deep, abiding trust in God and the resultant obedience that goes with it, that's what produces courage and humility and honor, which are the qualities that make for stable, healthy relationships. Jonathan was like this. He trusted God's plan so much that he established future stock in them, encouraging David to reaffirm their covenant with his future kingship in mind. He said this in the most chaotic season of their lives when David probably felt like, am I ever going to become king? But the prince's action saved his life and established a legacy of blessing for their families. If we want to be effective in our walk and see things clearly, even with the chaos of the world swirling around us, we have to let God's vision lead our choices. His perspective gives us the ability to move forward no matter what. And this is the most beautiful thing I've learned from the life of Jonathan. In moments of crisis, when it feels like the air has been knocked from our lungs and you fear you might never regain it, there is still always something you can do. It's not easy or glamorous, but it is effective and it'll keep you moving forward. Submit to God in the moment, as crazy or meaningless as that might feel. Stand on what you know to be true, declare it in faith, and believe that where you are right now is not the end, because it isn't. I hope you're encouraged, and I'll see you next time.